Hi guys, today I thought I would do an updated movie, TV show, book video. You guys always seem to like these. This is just like a what I've kind of like a product empties but with like entertainment, if that makes sense. So it's like the movies I've watched, the TV shows I've watched, and the books I've read since the last time I did one of these videos. And it's just kind of like my opinions on them, if I recommend them, that kind of thing. So I just have my list here and we're just going to get into it. So the first thing I watched was Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 3. I felt really short. Like, it was just me. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it just felt shorter than the other ones. It's definitely not my favorite season. The end, I feel like it was really good, like the last episode, but I feel like it just kind of like not enough happened. So yeah, I just felt like it was definitely not their best season. It's still a fantastic show though. Next, a show that is so amazing was V-Wars on Netflix with Ian Somerhalder, where he plays like not a vampire. It's awesome. I was really into it. I thought that they did such a good job. This role for Ian Somerhalder is so different than when he played Damon Salvatore, and it's so, I mean, you know he's a good actor from Vampire Diaries, and this is just such an opposite role, and it's so interesting. Pretty much he's a doctor and he has a young son. He is trying to find a cure for vampirism, but it's not like the supernatural way like in Vampire Diaries with like witches and stuff like that. It's like scientific. It's like a disease. The plot is good, the characters are good, the acting is good, and it's like a really solid show. Only 10 episodes. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a season 2. I don't know if I heard that or I'm just hoping, but it was really successful, so I feel like there's probably gonna be a season 2. Like, even if you're not into the normal kind of vampire-y stuff, I feel like you'll like it because it's like more like sci-fi than fantasy. Next, Marriage Story. A very long movie. We all know Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver. I found it to be a good movie for sure, but I feel like Scarlett Johansson got so much like love for their role, and I just didn't think she did that good of a job, to be honest. I thought Adam Driver was fantastic, and like she was fine, like she wasn't bad, but like I didn't think she deserved as much, I don't know, like praise for that role. Like, I've seen her in better roles before. I feel like it shouldn't be called Marriage Story, it should be called Divorce Story, because it is pretty much a movie about divorce and kind of how to make divorce mutual and, you know, cordial rather than being so angry all the time. And like, it definitely, Divorce Story would have sounded more like appropriate once you see the movie. It definitely seems like a movie that isn't like overly filled with drama. It's actually like realistic. Like, this is something that could easily happen in real life. So I did like that. It also kind of proved that lawyers make everything worse. I feel like it was a big, like, a movie that gives you a lesson because it is something that I feel like could happen so easily. I found like it really was like had like a moral, like, you know, if you just communicate, even though it's hard and awkward and you don't want to admit stuff like that you were wrong or something, if you just do that, you can really like not have to deal with all this other stuff. So I feel like that the movie kind of tells you that. And like, I don't want to ruin the ending or anything, but I do feel like, you know, it does kind of tell you like if one thing just happened, then the whole movie wouldn't have happened, if that makes sense. Next was Amazon Prime movie, Brittany Runs a Marathon. It's really good. I didn't expect it to be this good. It's about a girl who kind of just like isn't taking care of herself and, you know, is trying to make changes in her life. What I really liked about it is that even though it's a movie about someone kind of like losing weight and getting healthy, it's not about the losing the weight. It's not about, you know, the BMI or things like that. Like, this character isn't looking in the mirror or, you know, thinking, I don't know, like it's just not like, I don't know how to word it. It's not her actual weight that we pay attention to. It's her lifestyle and the choices she makes and just like choosing to be more healthy rather than, and like feeling better and more confident rather than like looking at the number on a scale. And I feel like I really appreciated that. Like, there's so many movies and like TV shows and things like that, like, oh, she lost so much weight, like, and like it's a makeover, and like it didn't feel like that. Like, it felt like this is just someone who wants to take control of their life and be healthier and like make healthy decisions. And like, I just felt like it was a really positive mention. It was a really positive message, and it was really funny. It was realistic, and it was kind of depressing, but like it was realistic. sadness, not like over the top. Apparently it's based on a true story, which I think is amazing. I definitely cried when I watched it, so it's kind of like a sad and funny movie at the same time. I would really recommend it. It's a quick movie to get through. Then Disney Plus, Noelle, which is the Anna Kendrick, Bill Hader, I'm always saying that wrong, and Shirley MacLaine Christmas movie. I was pretty surprised that all of them signed on for it. It was really cheesy. The reason I didn't like it so much was it didn't feel Christmassy. Like, it just didn't feel like a Christmas movie to me. Like, even the Hallmark Christmas movies that are so cheesy, like, they give you that, like, Christmas vibe, and this one did not do that. Like, it just didn't feel Christmassy to me. And it gets, like, more magical as the movie progresses, but, like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't, it's not like a kid's Christmas movie, but it's also not, like a bad Santa Christmas movie either. So I don't know, it's like, it was just mediocre. I expected more from Disney. Oh my god. So another Christmas movie was on Netflix. It was The Night Before Christmas, like Night with a K, and it had Vanessa Hudgens. I couldn't make it through 5 minutes. I found it beyond boring. I just couldn't make it through. I don't know if you guys watched it, if it like gets better, I don't know, but I just couldn't even make it through that. Okay, What They Had, that was a really good movie. It's with Hilary Swank. It's like a family drama. It was very heartwarming, very sad. It's about a family dealing with their mother who has Alzheimer's, and their father is taking care of her, but he also has health issues, and it's like what they want to do, you know, like half the family wants to put her in a nursing home and the father doesn't, and it's like them just kind of coming to terms and dealing with all these things. And it's a fantastic movie. Like, I'm surprised I didn't hear more about it. I think it was on Hulu. I would really recommend it if you like kind of like a not like overly dramatic but drama. Like, it's like a family drama, but it's not overly dramatic. It's another kind of movie that feels very like this could all really happen. It's called American Woman with Sienna Miller and Aaron Paul. It was really good. I don't know why it's called American Woman, to be honest. Really don't. But it was really good. It's about a young daughter. She has a baby and she goes missing. And Sienna Miller plays her mother. So Sienna Miller is a young mother herself who has a teenager, and her teenage daughter has a baby, and she goes missing. Which is obviously terrible. So Sienna Miller's character has to take care of her grandson now, and it's kind of how, you know, she's searching for her daughter, but her life has to keep going on, and she grows as a person, and she kind of learns how to be more independent, and it's kind of like her whole life after her daughter went missing. And it was really good. It kind of feels more realistic. Like, it wasn't overly dramatic, but like it is about someone going missing. But that kind of stuff does happen. But it's a really, really good movie I was really looking forward to. To All the Boys, I loved part 2. The first one I thought was so like fun and unique, and like it was cheesy, but it was like what you want from that kind of a movie. The second one was not even close. Not even close. It was like the plot was cute, but like it wasn't cute or funny. Like, the whole vibe of the movie didn't feel like the first one. It didn't have that connection and the flirtiness and all that kind of stuff. There was so much love for the first one. I don't feel like they had to put as much effort in. I don't know. But in the first movie, you're like invested in Margene's relationship and her feelings. In this one, I just wasn't. I was like not interested in her. I was kind of like, I wasn't rooting for her anymore. I was more interested in Margene's dad's romance than hers. But one thing I did like about the movie, I guess, is how respectful all the teenage boys are. Like, if like someone in the movie didn't want to be kissed, and like he wouldn't keep trying, he would just be so respectful. And I hope guys are like that now. When I was in high school, definitely not like that at all. Like, if I was in high school and a guy wanted to kiss you and you like said no or pulled away, they'd either keep trying or get mad, or they'd like spread rumors that you did kiss them and like did more than you did when you did nothing. Like, that's how it was when I was in high school. So I really hope it is as respectful as it seems in this movie. I'm not sure, but I hope it is. Ooh, this was a good one. It's on Netflix. It's called The Fall from Grace. Pretty sure it's a Tyler Perry movie. It's about a woman who's pleading guilty to the murder of her husband, but we don't know the whole story. And it's about a young lawyer who's supposed to just like, you know, let her plead guilty and that's it. But this lawyer sees something in this woman and like doesn't think she did it, so she's trying to figure out what actually happened. It was really good. The actors were pretty good. The story is really, really good. I'm really good at like predicting movies, and I didn't see this one coming. Like, it was pretty surprising. There were some vibes I got, but I definitely didn't see what was going to happen in the end. It was very shocking, lots of twists and turns, and it was really, really good. Like, if you like a kind of movie that's going to keep you awake, like you're not going to fall asleep during it, It's a good one. The book that I read was Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ning. I said that wrong. But it's the same person who wrote Little Fires Everywhere, which is now a Hulu show. It's about an Asian American family dealing with being Asian American, but it's in the 70s, I believe, so it's definitely a lot different than it is now. And it has, I think the father is Asian and the mother is just a white woman. And they have 3 children, and in the beginning of the book, you find out that their daughter, their middle daughter, died. And it's kind of the whole family dealing with that, like from each perspective. It's, you know, figuring out what her life was really like and figuring out, you know, how her siblings deal with it, how her parents deal with it, and like everything this family has to go through. And it also has to figure out how she died, if she was murdered, if it was suicide, like what happened. And it was a really good book. It wasn't the most like page turning, but it was really good. The character development was really the most important part. The ending was like a letdown for me, but like almost every ending is a letdown for me. I just felt like, I don't know, the ending just felt like too rushed and like not enough happened. Other than that, it was very good. So I've never read Little Fires Everywhere, but I might watch the show. Another book I read was Twisted, which was like a super fast read. I think I read it in less than a week. I've had that book for a really long time and just never read it. It's about a teenage boy, so it's like from his perspective, which I think is super interesting. I love reading books from the male perspective. I just think it's really interesting. And the funny thing is, most of them are written by a woman, so I feel like that's just so weird. But so it's about a teenage boy who is somewhat suicidal. I don't want to say he really is. He has suicidal tendencies, I guess you could say. It just felt very like, this is an older book, not that much older, but I feel like in the last few years, authors and like producers and directors and actors like have been more sensitive to this topic, and it just didn't feel like this was taken care of very well. I think it's kind of book that would be helpful for teens that are going through a rough time with their family or in school or anything, but not if they're actually that severe. It didn't feel like it was written with as much care as it could have been. And the story's interesting. It's not great. I did cry at one moment, but the ending it ended so fast, and I felt like all the loose ends weren't tied up. And like one of the things that is like the guiding force throughout the entire book, like one of the most important things that you want to know, like it ends without ever finding out, and I find that very, very frustrating. It was still a good book, and it's a super easy, quick read if you like YA, but it just like, I don't know, it definitely wasn't good. It was written by the same person who wrote Speak, and that was one of my favorite books growing up, so it was definitely a letdown compared to that. And finally, what I'm watching right now, I think I still have a few episodes left, but I had to mention it, is Tell Me a Story Season 2. If you guys remember last Halloween, I think it was, of 2018, Tell Me a Story came out on CBS All Access, and like no one was talking about it because it was on CBS All Access, which is a streaming platform for CBS that you have to pay for. It's like $5.99 a month with commercials and like $10 without, and they had Why Women Kill on there and Tell Me a Story, I think SEAL Team, some kind of Star Trek show, and it's frustrating to me just because this is like not something that people are paying for. Like you already have Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, like are you really gonna get this? But Tell Me a Story Season 1 is kind of like an anthology type show, like American Horror Story, where each season has some of the same actors, but it's a whole different story, like they're playing different characters. So like Season 1, it's like a modern and dark retelling of fairy tales. So Season 1 was 3 Little Pigs, Hansel and Gretel, and Little Red Riding Hood, and it was very dark and twisted and fantastic. I was obsessed with it. Season 2 is the princesses, so we have Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and Beauty and the Beast, and it's really, really good. The Beauty and the Beast, the gender roles are reversed. There's a lot of diversity in this show, but it's not like forced, it's just, it is what it is. Season 1 took place in New York, and this one takes place in Nashville, and it has like singers and stuff, so if you like that kind of thing, you'll like this season. It has Stefan from Vampire Diaries and Danielle Campbell, who played Davina in the originals. They're both in Season 1 and Season 2. It's just so dark, and like I love it so much. Like if you're into that kind of fairy tale thing, kind of like a Once Upon a Time show, but like way darker, and way more kind of like realistic. Like it's not, there's no magic in it, or anything like that. It's just like a modern twist on a fairy tale. Each character kind of, you can see their like parallel to the fairy tale, but it's like not exact. It's such an underrated show. Just like if this was on Netflix or Hulu, people would be talking about it nonstop. Like, it would be so popular. But it's on CBS All Access, so like I feel like people just aren't hearing about it. But I'm telling you, like, they do have a free trial, which is what I'm using to watch it, and it lasts a week, and you can just do that free trial and then cancel. There's only 10 episodes per season, so if you want to get through it real quick, if you're like on quarantine or something, maybe. I love this show, and I hope they have a season 3. I think they said if there is a season 3, next season's gonna be Snow White. I mean, there's endless different fairy tale things that they can do. It's so good, guys. Like, seriously, I don't know who wouldn't like this show. I just wish more people knew about it. And that is it. So this was a shorter one of my kind of movie entertainment videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're gonna take some of my recommendations. If you have any recommendations, feel free to leave them below. Whether it's recommendations for TV shows, books, or movies, or if you have any video recommendations for me, leave them below too. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to see more from me.